Okay, oh, that's in the way, isn't it? Let's see if I can move this. One moment. Let's see, is that better? Sorry guys, just a second. Okay, that's better. I got an iPad and I'm trying to adjust where it's sitting on the stand without getting into the views. One more second. I was hoping that I can see comments. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to bring my paper out here. That was a silly move. Okay, I'm gonna get off this. How do I close it? Just trying to find the live on my, there it is. All right. Well, now I can't see any. Still can't see any comments. I was hoping this would help, but let me run inside. Today we're going to do a little bit of marbling on paper, and I forgot it in the house. Okay, now I have my things. Sorry about that. All right, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Linda Anderson. I own Aqueous Silk LLC, and I do water marbling on many different surfaces. And I wanted to take a moment to show you my latest piece. This is leather. It's all hand stitched. My very first time stitching hand stitching leather, and it is a composition notebook cover. So it was my first attempt. I actually tried to do the leather once before, but I failed to take into account that the leather shrinks when it gets wet, and it didn't fit the cover. Now this one I cut a little bit big, and so I can kind of bring it down to size. So this was my sample. So that I'm so excited about that. I have to admit I haven't been on very much, and I've been in a real funk lately, so I apologize for not being very interactive on my page. Lots going on in the background, so I'm trying to pull myself out of this and get back to creating, which I love to do and always makes me feel better. So so today we're gonna have, I'm just marbling some paper. I'm going to be, watch my website, aqueoussilk.com, for some instruction booklets on how to marble. I plan to be, I'm doing some of the covers for those today, and then I'm doing one special piece that I'm testing a new paper, number one. I'm doing the covers for a few of the booklets that I'm going to post. And then I am also doing one piece of paper that is going to be a test subject. On my tumblers that I marble, like this one, this is mine. On these, this is all thread. So I sit and wrap this with thread, one after the other, and it takes quite a long time to do. And I've been trying to figure out how I can do that and not, you know, take hours upon hours upon hours. Because when I sell them, I obviously don't get my money back out of them because it's taking me 6-8 hours to wrap them. So I've been trying to figure out something better. And so I'm going to marble some paper today and see if I can get a look that I'm satisfied with. The thing that's going to bother me is that where the paper comes together in a seam. But we'll see if I can do it well enough that I can live with it. Sorry, I just took a drink. So I'm going to be working with leather some more too. I do want to marble some leather and make a handbag. I'm a bag lady. I love handbags. And to have one that's marbled would be just fantastic. So watch for that. So now what I'm going to do, this has been sitting out here in my garage for a little while. And I'm just clearing the surface so anything that's been floating in the air that settled on the water, I'll just pull it off, and now it's a nice glassy surface. And my iPad is not showing me any comments, so I apologize for not responding. I will go in after the live is over and respond to you. I thank each and every one of you for being here. If you could sprinkle this out to anyone you think might find it interesting, I would appreciate that. So the first piece I'm going to do is the piece for the tumbler. So what I want to do, obviously my sheet will not fill this entire tray. So rather than waste the paint, I'm going to block off a section. And it'll kind of keep the paint from going up there. Let's see. I want it to, all right. So how's everyone doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. All right. So for those of you who may not know, when you water marble, you apply the paint. You can apply it a couple different ways, but I generally will just drop it, drop by drop, onto the surface. Just like this. Boy, I haven't marbled in a while. It was all I could do to convince myself to mix water. It's my least favorite part of this whole process. And if you're interested in learning how to do this, I do have kits on my website. And you get all the items you need to learn how to do this, including one of the instruction books with a beautiful marbled cover. All right, why aren't you coming out? I should have changed my shirt, is what I should have done. before I started. I don't want to get paint on this one. There we go. It was plugged up. Okay. Okay, so there's the first two colors. That's a bright, it's actually red, but it always comes out bright pink. So, so now I'm gonna go ahead and move this base around. There's more I'm gonna add. I want to this is my favorite part, it's moving the paint. Again, I cannot see comments. I don't know why it's not showing me comments on my iPad, which is why I brought it out here. All right, so let me get the other tool. I have to keep in mind that my paper is only the size that I need it to be for the tumbler that I measured. I could have used a larger sheet and then cut it down, but I thought I would try measuring first and then coming back with the pieces already measured that just fit. Okay. Piece of. So now I want I'm gonna do some placement of color. Oh, and you know what? I actually wanted to it's what happens when I don't do this all the time. I plan it all out in my head and then I forget where I'm going with it by the time I start marbling. So I want a little. Don't want these spots too big, but I don't want them too small either. This is just applying paint to the surface. It's a little more controlled than doing it, just dropping it. I could, excuse me, I can put it exactly where I want it and as much or as little as I want. Now I need to clean off my stylus. because now I'm going to do the pink again, and I don't want any of the black to get into the pink. Oh, well. See how the pink just pushes that black right out of the way? I have a very specific thing in mind for this. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind outside. It's super windy here. I'm almost out of this pink. I need to mix some more. Okay. Clean off my stylus. And now I'm going to come through and just make little hearts. With Valentine's Day right around the corner, I thought it'd be fun to do hearts. And I really wanted the black on the outline. That's why I was kind of upset with myself, because I forgot at first. There we go. All right, so now let's get that piece of paper out here. I'm just trying to make sure all of that paper touches the surface. And again, I cannot see your comments, so I will go back afterwards. So there it is. It looks like it's gonna run a little bit, but some of that just rinses off when I take it in the house and rinse it. So I'm gonna place it over here where they'll stay temporarily. And then I'll clean the surface of the water and we'll continue. So that was fun. Hopefully that will rinse out nicely. Ordinarily, if I'm using fabric, I will just dip it in a bucket of water. But I find when I'm doing paper, I need to rinse it very gently instead of just dunking it in water. So I'll take it in the house as soon as I'm done and give it a nice rinse and hang it up and let it dry. Clean that all out. This is just newsprint. It takes the paint off very well. some of this that you may see right here in this corner is paint that's under the water. There is still some that's floating, so I will do some more to put this down one more time. Got a big old bubble right in the middle there. All right, let's take it off. Okay, and it came out clean. All right, try to pop all these bubbles. This is, the water has a little bit of seaweed powder in it to thicken it up. That's how it supports the paint. All right, so it looks like we're ready to rock and roll again. Generally, I always start with a white base. Oh, I've got lids off of paint over here. That's a disaster waiting to happen for me. Oh, I'm anxious. I hope that paper turns out nicely. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of purple. A dark purple, and let's do I have different kinds of paints here, and they don't play nicely together, so I have to make sure I get the right ones. I think maybe we'll just do 3 shades of purple for this one. Obviously with a white base. Now the next is going to be, I'm going to do this. This is a new type of paper for me, so I'm going to test it. Again, we're going to mask off part of the tank because I'm only using small pages. And it just, doesn't waste paint. I need a little bit more to hold it out of there. Okay, so see, I'll just place this right here. And that'll just hold the paint over here. All right, now we're ready. I'm just putting down the white. My garage door is rattling. It's a little chilly out here. The object is to get, enough paint on the surface to make your colors push together and be true and intense. As you can see, the paint spreads out, and as you add more color, it's going to push back together. One. Have several different shades here. each color has its own personality, and it'll come out of the bottle at a little bit different rates. Even the same brands will behave differently depending on the color. Okay. And I think we will just freeform this. We won't use any of the tools other than the skewer. Again, I cannot see your comments. I will go back afterwards if you have any questions and answer your questions. I appreciate each and every one of you that are here. And if you're watching after the live is over, please hashtag replay and I will say hello to you then. Okay, this is the new type of paper. Want to make sure it all, you can really see through this one. Now let me get my board. It's right here. That took it very, very nicely. I'm very pleased with this paper. Now I'll go put it over with the other and we'll see how it does when it gets rinsed. Right. And I think I might do, make sure my hands are dry. Another piece right here in this corner. This is just a regular sheet. Just want to make sure the entire face of the paper touches the surface of the water. A lot more white in this piece than there was in the other. All right. So let's clean this up, and then I have 2 more sheets of paper, and that'll be all for today. It always takes me so much paper to get all this out. The masters can just use one little strip of paper and just clean the entire tank, and I can never do that. And I just seem to make a mess over here is what I seem to do. Let's see, there's still a little bit on the surface. But look how clean that comes off. So it is mostly just under the surface, I guess. All right, hardest part for me. I love all the colors, so. Let's use some blues and teals and a little bit of white. Oh, I need a newsprint. All right, there we go. Now, if you see me, oh, hold on. I'm out of paper towel. Let me go in and get another roll. 1 second, please. Without paper towel. When all this COVID started, I kind of felt thankful that the shows were canceled, because if I couldn't get paper towel, I couldn't do this. And I suppose I could use regular, just a rag, but that'd be a lot of laundry. Okay, now I can proceed. I should have brought out my broom straw. I kind of have a desire to do just this. Is when you're dropping the paint on the surface just like this. It's called the stone pattern. And I kind of just wanted to drop it on randomly, but that's okay. We'll just get by with this. Next time, I will bring those out. Next time I marble, I want to do the leather for my bag, and I want to also do a scarf. I haven't done a scarf in a while. We're going to use this color. Now I can see right around this outline of this, right in that area, there's a little bit of purple, but it's not going to. I don't think it'll get into the design. Well, I may clean that out, because it just might when I start moving things around. I suppose we could throw a little purple in here and then it wouldn't matter. Don't want a lot. And just move it around randomly here. let's print. Again, making sure that the entire surface of the paper touches the water. Now, even though I put these both down on the same bath, they're going to look different. Just like the other one, when I had the one that was more, had more color, and the second one had more white, these two are also going to be different. Okay, let's take this one. So I'll go place it over here. One thing I can tell you about that new experimental paper that I tried and versus the regular, when I was taking it off of this board and putting it on the cardboard where it's resting right now, it felt a lot more fragile. This paper seems to feel a lot more stable. So there's the second piece. So again, if you're interested in learning how to marble, I do offer a Try It kit, which is, if you go to my website, you will find it there, aqueoussilk.com. And if you're just curious about how it's done, I will soon have just the booklets available on my website. So watch for those, and they'll all have an individually marbled cover. So that's all my marbling today. I will go back in and say hello to those of you who joined me. I appreciate your time and watching, and I wish you a very beautiful day and have a wonderful week. And do something creative. It always makes you feel better. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.